we have 100% locals staffing the project in Zambia. But he also brings in about 25 years experience as a project metallurgist. He's also worked in several uranium mines. So he's worked at Langer Heinrich. He's worked at Kayelekera, where he actually was the person who delivered a uranium recovery plant.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Isabel Vilela. She is the head of investor relations for goviexuranium. And Isabel, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Nice to see you. Very good, thank you.
Good stuff. Well, the company has hired a new metallurgist to join the team. And people always, when we're talking about mining, they talk about the importance of metallurgy and why that's so significant. And maybe you can sort of talk us through why that's so important to a project, especially like yours.
Yeah, I think we are really excited to have appointed Deogratias Bukunkwe as our project metallurgist for the Muntanga Uranium Project in Zambia. A reminder that this is a very simple open pit heap leach operation that is expected to produce about 2.2 million pounds of U3O8 a year. And we've actually published a feasibility study for this project in January. And Mr. Bukunkwe is going to actually help us move from feasibility to project financing. So his initial role is going to be to develop that, crucial, very important, detailed pre-commissioning framework that needs to be done for lender due diligence. And then from then on, he's going to continue to do the commissioning of the plant and then eventually the running of the plant.
Yeah, and it's important that he's a Zambian national as well. He knows the area quite well. People are familiar with him, and that I would imagine gets the processes that you're talking about much smoother when there's someone that already understands what needs to be done.
Absolutely. I think that first of all, being Zambian is really the cherry on top of the cake, because that really aligns with our strategy of hiring local talent. And at the moment, we have 100% locals staffing the project in Zambia. But he also brings in about 25 years experience as a project metallurgist. He's also worked in several uranium mines. So he's worked at Langer Heinrich. He's worked at Kayelekera, where he actually was the person who delivered a uranium recovery plant. So he's extremely well experienced in the areas that we need him to be. And then he's Zambian as well, which is
Absolutely. Important for sure. Let's talk about the project itself. Let's give everyone an update on where you're at. And I know their work continues and it will be very busy this summer and beyond. So let's get an update on where everything's at.
Yeah, we're really excited. This is a really interesting time for us after the publication of our feasibility study. We have said that this year we were going to focus on the ESIA, which is our environmental and social impact assessment. And that is actually being finished, and the draft has been submitted to the Zambian Environmental Agency. We expect that to be finalized and accepted and all cleared until the end of the year. At the same time, we have been working with our relocation action plan, which is a part of the process, and we also expect that to be approved in the end of the year. The relocation action plan is necessary because we are going to have to move a small community from Muntanga. At the moment, we have a 94% approval rate, so we're really happy with that. And then the other thing that we're doing that's really exciting is that we have started this process, the project financing process. We have already received a few LOIs from banks, and we expect to be updating the market once we have more news on that side. But I think that the crucial message here is that we are trying to do everything that we can do to get this project into this next stage of development.
Very important work for sure. Isabel, thank you so much. Congratulations on the new hire, and we look forward to our next conversation, okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Isabel Vilela. She is the head of investor relations for GoviEx Uranium.